Hey, Bulls and Bears, it is November 23rd, 2021. Thank you so much for being here. We are just a couple days out from Thanksgiving. I hope everyone's enjoying the holiday season and spending time doing what you love to do, whether it's with your family, by yourself, just doing your hobby, whatever it is. I hope you're enjoying this time. We've got a lot of very important news to get into today. We're going to talk about where this entire monstrosity of an economy is headed. And when I say monstrosity, I mean just record levels of support for the markets. These spending bills, we're going to talk about those here in a few minutes, how it's going to impact us here as consumers and as investors. Let's go ahead and get started right here. CNBC, Kevin O'Leary on U.S. spending plan. The last thing we need is an inflation bill. And that's exactly what it is. Does anyone think that the first 30 trillion cause enough problems? If that's what you believe, that's the official number. It could be a lot more than that. We know that unfunded liabilities are in the hundreds of trillions of dollars. We know global debt's 300 plus trillion, and it's probably more than that. So globally, spending almost $300 trillion, if we go off the official number, if that didn't make everything great and wonderful, how is another trillion and then another trillion and then another trillion spending bill going to fix the problem, right? And there's a quote out there, and someone said that doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. Of course, that's not the dictionary definition, but many people would say that's an insane thing to do. So are the people making these decisions, are they insane? Are they just that incompetent? Please let me know what you think down in comments about this. And here's a good one for you. U.S. officials, Fed officials, have said that the spike in oil prices will be temporary. Yeah, I wish they would have used the word transitory. In this case, they're saying temporary and is a result of supply chain disruptions. Well, there's definitely supply chain disruptions, and it's kind of interesting that every time the oil price begins to drop, we see some sort of oil rig disaster, if you know what I mean. All right, but back to Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank fame, but he's also a mega successful businessman way before Shark Tank. Kevin O'Leary says, quote, people are pissed. They're pissed about inflation. I don't have a better word than saying that. They're unhappy. My employees are unhappy. We're seeing real inflation. We're seeing gasoline prices up remarkably. We're seeing the price of food and bacon, just the basics that our employees buy. All right, folks, bottom line is what is being done here to try to address all the problems that we're seeing in the economy is like throwing gasoline on a fire. Please let me know what you think about this down in comments. Things are only going to get worse. I'd like to tell you that there's something that's going to change this, that the cost of living is going to come back down, but you can profit from this. There's a lot of investment opportunities. It's going to be really hard though to invest and beat inflation, especially if this thing continues to accelerate like we've been seeing. Wall Street Silver tweeted out the following. This is the bubble. Let's say this is the economy right here. This balloon in this bucket with the feet around the outside. So people get greedy and they start going deeper and deeper and being more and more aggressive. And as we continue, as the bubble gets bigger, people take more and more risk because when you get to that mania point, you're really afraid of missing out on the bigger upside. So you keep digging, you get deeper and deeper and deeper. And what happens eventually? Well, let's take a look here and see. I like how at first they all panic and then they realize, oh, there's still food in here. Then they start eating. First they panic. Then, oh, time to bottom feed. So will that be the stock market? Will the bubble burst? Or are we headed into hyperinflation? That's the million-dollar question. And that's the question that no one can answer except for, guess who? I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. 3, 2, 1. The money printers, the people behind the money machine, they can tell you exactly if and when they're going to pull the rug on this entire sham of an economy, including the markets. All right, let's talk about inflation. Wall Street Silver tweeted this out. We see these cans of WD-40. Good stuff for getting stuff undone, rusty bolts, whatnot. And you see the two cans side by side. One says it's giving you an extra 25 milliliters. But you look at the size of the can, and it's exactly the same. So what they did is they cut down on the size and then pretended like they're giving you an extra 25 milliliters. All right, so if it's not inflation, it seems like it's shrinkflation, or little tricks like this to try to make you think that you're getting a good deal. And something tells me that they raised the price too for the one on the right here, the extra 25 milliliters for quote unquote free. More gasoline insanity. This is north of Los Angeles, East Lancaster, and Antelope Valley, California. The cheapest is about $7 at this particular location. But don't worry, because the president is unleashing emergency oil reserves. The question is, will they find enough people to work at the refiners to turn it into gasoline? We know that Powell got reappointed, Jerome Powell, Mr. Money Machine here, and he's celebrating. He says, "Let it rain." This was tweeted out here recently. And the Money Machine is going to continue to pump out endless amounts of money. You can bet on that. The question is, how will you profit from this? Well, I continue to stack silver. Also, I've got cryptos. Cryptos have been doing very well lately. And silver will be unleashed one day. We've got a lot of paper trading going on. People trading derivatives, institutions trading derivatives, and naked shorting, and a lot of things that some of them got in pretty big trouble for. But when silver does bust loose, we're going to see $100+ silver, and it's going to happen very, very quickly. I've got a link down below for those of you that are looking for a way to try to ride the bull and to try to beat this inflation insanity. Let's see. David Morgan tweeted out the following: the Inflationator. That's some pretty scary stuff right there. The Inflationator. Shiny Silver Ape tweeted out the following: when silver finally busts loose of artificial controls, it will be a force of nature. Yes, it will. All right, folks, link down below. Get yourself some silver. It's the place I get it. I recommend it. It's called SD Bullion. Always shipping on time, always good supply. And you're going to be very, very surprised, I think, in the very near future on what's going to happen with silver. And we're going to start talking more about ways to beat this inflation here on this channel. We're going to talk about other investments that I'm into here in the coming episodes. So please stay tuned. Ride the bull, prepare for the bear. Keep stacking, everybody. Stay well, stay safe. Bye for now. Peace.